San Francisco has fog that feels alive, not drifting, not floating, watching. I was in the city for a short stay, just 2 nights, a conference near Union Square, nothing unusual. At least that's what I thought. My original hotel had overbooked. They apologized politely and redirected me to a place just a few blocks away. The name on the slip of paper read, the Montclair Hotel. I'd never heard of it, but in a city as old and layered as San Francisco, that didn't mean much. The taxi dropped me on a narrow street just off Market. Fog rolled between the buildings like slow smoke. The Montclair stood wedged between two modern glass structures. It didn't belong. Brick facade, Art Deco detailing, brass revolving door dulled by time. The sign above it flickered faintly, not broken, just tired. Inside, the lobby felt warmer than it should have. Dim golden lighting, deep red carpet, a chandelier shaped like inverted glass flowers. Behind the desk stood a man in a charcoal suit that looked tailored from another era. His smile was thin but precise. "Reservation for one," he said before I spoke. His voice was calm, measured, as if he had been expecting me specifically. "Yes," I replied slowly. He slid a brass key across the counter, not a card, an actual key. "Room 512, no elevators after midnight," he added. I laughed lightly. He didn't. The hallway upstairs was long and unnaturally quiet. The carpet muffled my footsteps completely. The walls were lined with framed black and white photographs of the city, but something was off. The Golden Gate Bridge in one photo was incomplete. Another showed Market Street without modern buildings. One showed a cable car, but everyone inside wore 1920s attire. I reached room 512. The key turned smoothly. Inside, vintage furniture, velvet curtains, a rotary phone on the beside table. No television, no visible outlets. I checked my phone, no signal. Strange for downtown San Francisco. I brushed it off as interference. Around 11:47 p.m., I heard music, soft, jazz. Somewhere down the hall, live music, trumpet, piano, laughter. I opened my door slightly. The hallway was empty, but at the far end, light spilled from beneath a set of double doors that hadn't been there before. I was sure of it. The music grew louder, warm, inviting. Against my better judgment, I stepped into the hall and walked toward the sound. The closer I walked toward the double doors, the warmer the air became. The music was clearer now. Trumpet, upright bass, piano, laughter, real laughter, not echoing, alive. The doors were polished mahogany, carved with geometric Art Deco patterns. I was certain they hadn't been there earlier. I hesitated, then pushed them open. The sound swallowed me instantly. A ballroom stretched before me, golden chandeliers blazing, couples spinning across a polished floor, men in tailored suits, women in silk dresses with finger waves and pearls. Cigarette smoke curled lazily toward the ceiling. Crystal glasses clinked and no one was using a phone. No one looked modern. I stood frozen at the threshold. A waiter passed by me carrying a silver tray of champagne flutes. He didn't look at me strangely. He didn't look through me either. He nodded politely, as if I belonged. The band on stage played lively jazz straight out of 1926. A banner hung above them. "Welcome to the Montclair, New Year's Eve, 1927. My stomach dropped. 1927. I turned slowly. Behind me, the doors were gone, not closed. Gone. Only a continuous wall where they had been. The music contained as if nothing was wrong. A woman approached me, dark red dress, long black gloves, hairstyle perfectly in a 1920s bob. "You're late," she said softly. Her voice carried both familiarity and accusation. I, I think there's a mistake," I stammered. She tilted her head slightly. "There are no mistakes here." Her eyes were steady, too steady. She took my hand before I could pull away. Her skin felt warm, solid, real. She led me onto the dance floor. I don't know why I didn't resist. Maybe shock, maybe something else. As we moved, I realized something unsettling. No one blinked, not once. Every face smiled, every movement perfectly smooth, mechanical, rehearsed, like a film stuck on loop. I looked toward the stage again. The band repeated the same 4 bars over and over, same laugh from the same man at the same table, same champagne spill at the corner of the room. Reset, repeat, reset, repeat. My heart pounded violently. "This isn't real," I whispered. The woman's grip tightened. Her smile widened just slightly. "This is forever." The chandeliers flickered, just once, and for a split second, the glamour vanished. The room decayed, paint peeled. The dancers became skeletal shadows in torn clothing. The champagne glasses filled with dark water. The banner above the stage hung in tatters, and everything snapped back to perfection. Music bright, faces smiling, as if nothing had changed. I tried pulling my hand free. I couldn't. Her fingers dug into my wrist with unnatural strength. "You checked in," she said calmly, "and no one checks out." The music grew louder, faster. The dancers spun harder. The room felt smaller, compressed, air thinning. "Let me go," I demanded. She leaned closer, her lips almost at my ear. "You're part of the night now." The chandeliers flickered again, longer this time, and when the lights dimmed, I saw something that froze my blood. Across the room, near the bar, I saw myself, standing still, wearing a 1920s suit, smiling, not blinking, dancing with another woman, perfectly synchronized, like I had always been there. And in that moment, I understood. The hotel wasn't haunted. It was harvesting. I don't remember how I broke free of her grip. One moment her fingers were crushing my wrist. The next, the chandeliers exploded into darkness. Total blackout. The music cut mid-note. No fade, no echo, just silence. Then screaming. Not joyful laughter, not celebration. Real screaming. Panicked, desperate. The room no longer glowed. It rotted. Wallpaper peeled in strips. The polished floor warped and cracked. The dancers convulsed mid-motion, their bodies jerking unnaturally, faces collapsing inward like burned photographs. Their eyes, empty sockets, yet still fixed on me. The woman in red no longer looked elegant. Her jaw hung slightly too low, her smile stretched beyond what bone should allow. "You can't leave," she whispered. But this time her voice wasn't layered or seductive. It was broken, dry, like wind through a hollow building. I ran. The ballroom walls stretched unnaturally long. The stage collapsed behind me. The banner reading New Year's Eve 1927 tore down the center. I found a hallway, dim, narrow, breathing. Yes, breathing. The walls expanded and contracted like lungs. Doors lined both sides. Room numbers flickered. 203, 204, 205, 206. My room. I lunged for it. The brass key was still in my pocket. My hands shook violently as I forced it into the lock. Behind me, footsteps. Hundreds of them, not running, marching, slow, synchronized. The key turned. I threw myself inside and slammed the door. Silence. Complete silence. The room looked normal. Vintage furniture, velvet curtains, rotary phone, my suitcase near the bed, my phone on the nightstand. I grabbed it. Full signal. 12:02. Only 15 minutes had passed. That was impossible. I rushed to the window. The street below looked modern again. Cars, street lights, no fog, no 1927. I exhaled for the first time in what felt like hours. Then the rotary phone rang. Sharp, loud, wrong. I stared at it. It rang again. Against every instinct, I lifted the receiver. The same calm voice from the lobby spoke. "You forgot to check out." My blood ran cold. "I'm leaving," I said firmly. A pause. Then, "We never mentioned the checkout time." The line went dead immediately. 3 slow knocks hit my door. Not aggressive, polite, measured. I didn't move. Another 3 knocks. "Housekeeping." The voice was soft, familiar. The woman in red. I backed away from the door. The handle began to turn, slowly, methodically. I didn't think. I ran to the window. It was 5 stories up, but when I opened it, it wasn't. The ground looked barely a few feet below. No street, no cars, just dark pavement, as if the building had folded inward. The door behind me creaked open. Cold air spilled into the room. I jumped. The fall was short, too short. I hit pavement hard, rolled, gasped. When I looked up, there was no Montclair Hotel, no brick facade, no Art Deco sign, just a modern glass building with a pharmacy at street level. People walked by me without stopping. No one reacted. I stood slowly, heart racing, confused. I checked my phone. No reservation confirmation, no payment receipt, no record of the Montclair Hotel anywhere. I searched it online. Nothing. Not a single listing. Not even in historical archives. Only one small forum thread from years ago. 3 posts, all deleted accounts. One line remained visible. "If you hear the music, don't follow it." I left San Francisco the next morning, but sometimes, when fog rolls through my city now, I hear distant jazz, soft, warm, inviting, and somewhere inside that music, I hear my own laughter, perfectly timed, on repeat.